Just like when you go to church and you see someone behind a pulpit and they know a subject, and just because they see miracles and do all these kinds of things doesn't mean they have their life all together. It is okay to not have it all together. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the Grow with Joe podcast, episode number 7. What do you do when everything is falling apart in your life or things aren't going your way? You know, as someone that loves Jesus, as a kingdom citizen, as a son of God, we don't hear people talk about this enough. One of our challenges, I believe, is where people pretend to be so perfect and have it all together, like they never have issues, they never go through stuff. You know, and just even this week with the things that have happened in my life and the triggers that I'm facing and the challenges, they're messing me up and I'm getting a chance to upgrade. You know, what do you do when your life feels like it's falling apart? You lean into God and let Him make it fall into place. You know, this week I've had a crazy week. I've had ups, I've had downs, I've had confusion, I've had frustration, I've had joy, I've had victory, all in the same week. And it blows my mind when I see people that act like they never go through troubles or never have issues or never have issues in themselves. This week, I've come face to face with some of my own issues, some of my own things. Like one of my issues is I really love connection. I pursue connection. I want connection. I love relationships. Sometimes I want it more than the other person. And this week I have learned how that is not healthy and how that can mess me up when I want a relationship with somebody, with a friend. I'm reaching out because I want things to be good with someone and they don't even care. And I'm telling you, it hurts. It hurts. Like this week, I've had to walk through some pain, just processing years of sowing into friendships and sowing into relationships. And from the other side, just getting nothing. You know, in one way, I would call these people like a jibboard friendship. You know, you pour your heart out, and it hits this wet jibboard, just slides down and falls off, and they don't even care. And they can talk friendship and they act like they care about it, but actually they don't. And this week, this is what I've seen in me, just processing the pain, you know, and walking through this and then feeling like I don't want to have connection with anybody, right? Because that's what happens. You put your heart out to someone and then they stamp all over it. But when it happens a few times, then suddenly you're like, you know what? I don't want to put my heart out to anybody. And that's kind of what's happened this week. And just seeing that, walking through that. What do you do when everything looks like crap? Here's what you do. You lean into your Father. You don't need to have it all together. I give you permission in case you were looking for that permission from other people. I'm giving you that permission as a brother in Christ. You don't need to have it all together. That's why you need Jesus. That's why I need Jesus. It blows my mind how many times people, if they find anything that's wrong in them, or if they have an issue or some kind of jealousy or anger or bitterness, or something comes up in their life, insecurities, and then they freak out because they think they're not good enough and that they've not matched a standard or something like that, and it throws them into a spiral. So I want to tell you that you're not perfect in all your behavior, and it's probably not going to be like that. You're working out this perfection. What's happened in your spirit, you're working it out through your soul and your body, and it is okay to have days where things just don't make sense, where it feels like you've lost, to have days like that, right? It's okay to have a few days like that. The only thing I would say to you is don't turn your moment into a monument. See, years ago I talked about that, how people have little moments, good, bad, or ugly, where they do something amazing, people celebrate them, or they do something bad, or they feel really crappy because of things that are happening, and they turn them into monuments and they stay there and they worship in those monuments. You know, so the thing I would say to you is don't turn these moments into monuments. You gotta keep moving, but it is okay to not have it all together. As a coach, and when I put out things and I put out help and I talk about different subjects, it's so easy for people to assume that, oh man, this guy's got it all together. I can't believe they assume that. Just like when you go to church and you see someone behind a pulpit and they know a subject, or they're a good teacher or preacher or evangelist or apostle, and just because they see miracles and do all these kinds of things doesn't mean they have their life all together. We don't have to have our life all together. We can be real and share some struggles and issues and things we go through. because that is where the fun is. It is in the journey. That is where breakthroughs are. That is the thing that forms the nature of Christ in us. You know, more and more I talk to some people that are doing amazing things with the Lord, the more I see that it was frustration that birthed it in them. It was a frustration at a sickness or a situation in their house they couldn't change, or a relationship, or frustration at a scenario that caused them to feel pain and go deep into something and allow God to come in there. And from there was birthed something beautiful. Your pain will birth something beautiful. Your struggle will birth something beautiful. Embrace it. It is okay to not have it all together. And this week's been a great lesson of that for me, and I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. Even starting this video, I probably began this with a bit of frustration, just thinking about all the things that are going on and some of my own heart issues, learning how to become love. For me, the battle right now is, what am I going to do when I put myself out there and I give myself to people wanting to love them the best I know how, and they don't care at all? You see, and that trigger of where I want to hold on to my rights. And what is my right? My right is now to reject them and, you know, and just kick them out and never open my heart out to somebody else again, because I'm scared that I'm going to be hurt. I'm scared that I'm going to feel pain all over again. But I'm walking that out as a normal person like you and me, walking out this journey. You know, everybody goes through these moments. I have a feeling, maybe at least 95%, maybe 99%. There might be these occasional people that are so super perfect they don't have to deal with stuff, but we all deal with stuff. And I think talking about it is a good thing, so that people don't feel like there's something wrong with them when they see something wrong with them. You know, it's almost like the fact that there's something not right with me becomes more wrong than the actual thing I'm dealing with. It's okay that you don't have it all together. This is why you need Jesus, you know? And so my recommendation to you is lean into Him. Lean into Him. Learn to receive His love. I believe the greatest gift that we have is His love. The greatest gift is to be able to just sit in that love, receive that love when you don't deserve it, when things are falling all around you, when you can't pay your bills, or some relationships are breaking down, or people are spreading rumors about you, or you're being betrayed, whatever you're going through right now. To be able to sit in His love, practice receiving His love, and sit there long enough to where you transform. You know, the transforming power lies in love, but it doesn't lie in my love for Him. It actually lies in His love for me. No matter how much I boast of my love for God and I focus on my love for God, it will only take me so far. It is when I understand how much He loves me that I start transforming at a deeper level, that my soul, when it's willing to receive His love, where transformation starts to happen on a deeper level, and it's a longer lasting transformation. So if you are listening to me and you're like, man, things aren't going my way, everything sucks, it's Christmas time, I'm freaking out, this is not working, that's not working, and you starting to remember all like, oh man, I'm single mom, single dad, I'm going through all this stuff, who's gonna do and you don't have it all together, it is okay. Here is my recommendation. In the midst of the chaos, sit back and practice receiving His love. And find someone to talk to. Bring somebody, talk to somebody, or walk it out. Right? I love to say this thing. We talk it out, we walk it out, and we work it out. We need all three. Talk it out, walk it out, and work it out. You know, a few years ago, I got in a bit of a argument, you would say, a bit of a rough and tumble, but there was no tumble. Although I would have probably liked the tumble back then, because that was my maturity level. But I got into a bit of a rough situation, and I was accused of some things by a man, and I said to him, hey, if you are correct, I'm okay with that. Will you walk me out of this? And he had no concept of what I was saying. Will you walk me out of this? He had no concept of what I was saying. And so we need to understand that there is a walk it out. There is a talk it out, but then there's a walk it out. And as you walk it out, you work it out. Jesus did that with the disciples. He didn't grab them and go, you all must be perfect. All right? They talked it out, they walked it out, and they worked it out in every aspect. So, I hope you have a great day. And remember, if you don't have it all together, it's okay. Practice sitting in His love. See you on the next one.